if a roller coaster was nothing but drops and loops, eventually you would get to the Earth's core and die. Hey everybody, it's your boy Nerdicane. That's what this is. Like a roller coaster needs the hill. It needs to climb the hill, go up it. A lot of roller coasters circumvent that nowadays with a launch, but that's splitting hairs. Go watch. There's plenty of really good roller coaster channels out there. Go watch those. And what I mean by that, and the reason I make that analogy is because Savage Avengers has been really good. It's a really good roller coaster ride, but this is a hill. This is going up a hill. In the last issue, Cool and Goth was killed, or so they thought. In this one, Stephen Strange kind of goes back in time through the blood of the enemy who he got on his cloak, and it's kind of a really cool sorcery thing. I'm not real familiar with the sorcery part of Marvel Universe, but Doctor Strange says, okay, because of this blood has kind of a memory attached to it, and I can go into the astral plane, into the blood, and see the memories of this person. I don't know if that's been established, if that's a regular part, but for this, it works. Oh, sorry, let me do credit where credit's due. Right there, Jerry Dugan, doing a really good job with this. The art, I like the art as well. I like the art for what it is. The art isn't exactly your typical Marvel style, but it has almost a fantasy, like a D&D style to it, and that works very much. Speaking of art, this is Adam Hughes doing this. That's not good. I mean, what is this? First off, what is this ballerina pose that she's doing? And yes, I know she was trained as a ballerina, and that was part of her cover at some point. But this is like a photograph. And Adam Hughes is better than this. This isn't good. This is like I don't know, man. But right there, that's all you need to know about this upcoming Black Widow. Black Widow #1. The subtitle is, we had to because there's a movie coming out. But getting back to the story, he is here with Elektra. There's some really cool banter, and Jerry Dugan does this really well. Jerry Dugan is a funny guy, not like a comedian, not like Joe Rogan or Bert Kreischer. He can do good dialogue with funny quips, and there's a scene in this where Stephen Strange is like, okay, he's saying, I was almost enthralled by this guy to begin with. If he does it again, and she's talking because she snuck up on him and by just bringing coffee, and he's explaining, oh, I made you immune to all the defenses of the Sanctum Sanctorium because I need you to kill me if Cool and Goth takes over. If he enthralls me again, I need you to kill me. And she goes, where is it? She goes, we're rocketing through this affair, Stephen. I'm not usually contemplating murder the morning after our first date. And in response, he goes, well, I have that effect on women, which is very funny. That's a very funny, good, well-placed quip. I wouldn't even say it's 2 panels. It's like half a panel in each one. You get in, you do your jump, and that's it. You move back on. Part of the thing of this artist that I really like is they're not in their superhero uniforms. They're not going into action. And they do this really well. This is the way somebody in New York would dress. I mean, this is the face. This is the facial expression. She's not Elektra at the time. I mean, yes, she is Elektra, but she's not the superhero or the villain Elektra. She is just a woman getting coffee. Her look, her clothing, even the expression and the way she stands and the way she looks is very true to form. It's very good. I do like it. I like the way even the clothing is very contemporary street. I've always said that Babs Tarr is the gold standard in fashionable clothing for superheroes who are not dressed as superheroes. I really like the way she's a very if you go see her on Twitter, she's a very fashionable person. This isn't her art, but she kind of translates that really well into her comic books. and she's pulling them straight from the world of fashion. And that's kind of what Butch Geis, I hope I'm saying that right. I think I'm saying that right. That's exactly what he does. This expression with the tilted head is a little overused here. You do it the third time, it's a little overused. But you can kind of skip this issue. He goes into the blood and he sees the background of Cool and Goth, and he sees where he came from and how he became who he is, and most importantly, he sees how he learns, how Cool and Goth learns his magic. He learns it through blood. He finds out that he's a cannibal. He finds out that thousands of years ago, he actually ate the heart of a scientist supreme, and that's how he gains knowledge of magic. And, projecting himself on the astral plane, this scientist supreme, or sorcerer supreme, excuse me, notices Stephen Strange in that area looking back and has kind of a conversation with him. And he tells him, I've killed him, I've imprisoned him, I've killed him through magic, I've killed him in all these different ways, but he keeps coming back. And you knew it was coming to it, is Doctor Strange kind of realizes, okay, my magic isn't going to work, I need Conan. So this is basically, going back up the hill of the roller coaster so you can go down and you can have another adventure. They're probably going to have to get Conan to go into a magical realm, and I know he's not going to enjoy that. I miss his symbiote weapon when he had that old it wasn't venom, but it was like a venom species. I forget what they're called, but he had a very ancient symbiote who he released, and he thought it was a genie, and then it bonded with him because he was mortally wounded. This is all way back, I know. And instead of becoming a suit for Conan, because Conan is a barbarian, he doesn't wear a whole lot of clothing, it became a sword, and it was a really dope sword. And the symbiote was talking to Conan, and once again, it's a very funny twist. It's a very funny perception of what was going on. Conan heard the voice of the symbiote telling him to kill, and Conan thought it was Krom speaking directly to him, which I found funny. But it's just those... Jerry Dugan, he's very good at writing comic books. He's very good at writing action, and he just sprinkles in just enough quippy dialogue or just funny moments to make it interesting. He doesn't go over top like Chip Zdarsky used to do back when he first started with Marvel, but he just does it enough. So, can I recommend this comic book? Not really. It's kind of a lot of exposition. It's interesting. It's interesting background on the antagonist. Let me do an edit. There seems to be a... Oh, no. I thought, I don't know if you can hear it, but I thought there was an alarm going off in my house, but it's actually an Amazon van backing up down the street. That's how quiet my street is. But I don't know if I can recommend it if you're buying this already, which I hope you are, which you should. This is on my pull list. If you are, pick it up. It's really interesting background into Cool and Goth. But I'm going to leave it up to you. You know what? Tell me what you think in the comments about this one. Tell me if you bought it. Tell me if you've been buying this whole series. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. I may have another video out today, but if I do, it's probably going to be a Warhammer video because I bought a new toy yesterday. Yes, of course. Of course I needed to work on my Speed Freaks, but maybe I'll do a painting video soon. One that kind of explains how I paint my minis. But anyway, I'm mixing my medias. Okay, you guys go have a good day. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. Bye.